Okay, so this is a Mangle. This one is about 3 feet long, and it's not as large as some of the old ones, and actually it folds down, so when you put it away, it takes up about 1 cubic foot, 1 foot by 3 feet high, something like that. A little bit more than a cubic foot, but anyway. I've set it on linen. I've turned it on, set it on linen, continuous steam, and it's a medium steam setting, not the highest, not the lowest. So I will get some steam. This, you feed the linen here. There is a pedal on the bottom on the floor that you can't see, but when I step on it, it will lower the roller and make it go. And let me start. Alright, so this is a Mangle, and dirt on there. These are the linens that I dampened the other day, and now they're pretty uniformly damp. There's no dry spots in them. This is an undercloth. I'm going to start with this one because it's on undercloth. And I've turned the Mangle on, set it for, can't see, I set it for linen. I have it on continuous steam because I wanted to give some steam even though it's drawing it out. But I don't have it on this high steam setting. I have it on one of the lower steam settings, the lowest actually. And so there's a foot pedal on the floor that controls it. You put the piece you're going to iron here over this edge. When you push on the foot pedal, it lowers the Mangle and begins to pull it through. And by putting some tension on the linen, you can keep it straight and flat. And it comes down, falls down here in this tray at the bottom. And I can pull this out. And now I'm going to do the other side of it, and I'll run this through about 6 times. It'll take about that to completely get to the linen the same as if I were hand ironing it. But you can see that for large pieces, a Mangle really does a nice consistent job. Now I left this folded in half. I could have run it through unfolded, but by running it through folded is fine, is just as good. That's 3 times. This is the 4th time, and I can see it beginning to get dry. By running through first on one side and then on the other side and going back and forth between those two. As I say, this is an undercloth, so I'm not too particular, but I'm doing this one first just in case there's any problem with the machine. I'm not running a good piece of linen through it. underclothes are generally not your best linen. They're often made from older altar linens, top linens that you've had to remove the lace from and cut down. So I think that might be it. It might need one more time. Yeah, I think it needs one more time. And then it's not going to be, again, it's not going to be perfectly dry. I'll take it in the next room and put it laid out on the table to finish drying. So I'm going to actually fold this, and I'm going to run it through. I'm going to run it through this direction. Now it is nice and smooth now. Now if you want, you can stop the roller like that. It will lift up, but by pushing down again it will continue. Alright, so this one is ready. Nice. And I'm just going to fold it and leave it dry over here. Alright, so here's a Credence table cover that I dampened, and we'll run that one through. This I'm going to open all the way out, not too big. If the piece you're running through is too wide for this mangle, you run through the middle and then each side, and then back to the middle and so on. Or you can fold it in half and do it that way. Now, I see a wrinkle here in the middle. And back this out. Now the plate in there is very hot. You don't really want to touch that. This is the third time. And it already has a nice finish on it. I think this will be the last time because I can see already that it's nice. It still has, because I got the steam running, it still has a little dampness to it. And later I can run it through dry. Or I could turn the steam off now and run it through dry. In fact, I think I'll do that. All right, put on the silk setting, which is no steam, and I'm going to run it through without the steam. And it's nice. It's really nice, nicely ironed. So I'm going to fold this. I'm going to fold this in thirds and run it through once more to put some creases in it. This is the way it comes out of the bottom. It does it in a like an alligator fold, and that's ready to. This fuzz under here, and this was in it, and that's ready to go to finish drying. You can do small pieces as well. These are. See what this one is. Like another undercloth. Yeah, definitely an undercloth. Let me see if I don't have. I know I have because I dampened them. Some small linen. So linen. All right, so this one is a paper towel. And as I say, mangles have been around for more than a century. As I say, I used one when I was a little kid. Back then, it was not unusual for many people to have them because people had to, especially if you had a big family, people had to, sheets were not wrinkled, you didn't have percale sheets. You had to iron your sheets, you had to iron your drapes, you had to iron everything. So, alright, so this is going to get folded and run through. But they were large and they were cumbersome and they took up a lot of room. Now they make them these small like this and they fold up. And just as I say, I got this one from Amazon. They're not inexpensive. They're not worth it unless you have a lot of ironing to do. And I'll just put that aside. And so this is the way you iron the clothes when you're using a mangle. purple. This is actually a purificator. And you run it through. And it's a beautiful, does a beautiful ironing job. I'm going to put this through one more time to press the crease in it. And you can do more than, I mean, you can iron clothes with this. That's what we used it for as a kid. Shirts, blouses, school uniforms. But it really does its best work with flat things like sheets or large things like sheets and drapes and Right, that's dry. I can feel it's almost dry. Now it didn't scorch again because there is some steam coming out with this. And so I'm going to run it through, press it. If you just want to put the crease in the end, you can just put the roller down on it and pick it back up again. So, I think that does a good job with just about everything. These are armchair, what they used to call anti-massacre, because men used to put pomade in their hair, which was called massacre oil. I guess I might probably be pronouncing it wrong. And women put lace doilies on the backs and arms of the chair to protect the fabric, the upholstery, from the oil in the men's hair. And on the arms, to protect it from, dirty hands.